if we're going to make a success of COP26 and we're going to make a success of cutting our emissions, then that's got to be a whole national endeavour. We can't do it alone. The UK government can't do it alone. No devolved administration can do it alone. It's going to require all of us, local authorities, regional mayors, devolved authorities, the UK government and the private sector, all to come together in this shared national endeavour. Everyone's got a vital role to play because everyone's got different economic levers that they can turn. Everyone's got vehicle fleets that need to move to wholly electric. Everyone's got building stock, office stock, housing stock that all needs to change. And we've all got the opportunity across every single layer to be ambitious, to show the world what we can do, to show the world that Team UK, as host of COP26, is all working in the same direction. And Madam Deputy Speaker, I was really pleased to see the Prime Minister recognise that it is a shared endeavour when he pulled together the COP26 devolved administration's ministerial group, which doesn't just bring together the COP President with the Secretaries of State for Scotland, Wales and Northern Ireland, but also the climate change ministers from all the devolved authorities. And then also the UK Mayors and Regions Advisory Council that my honourable friend mentioned. Because doing all of that and pulling together the different levels of government as well as the private sector shows the world what needs to happen. And there are countries out there in the world who look to us for that leadership, to show them...
You made a very important point there that COP26 is about countries coming together to work with the UK on tackling climate change. My Stafford constituents constantly have flooding, and we have a new report coming out with our APPG for the SDGs, saying the SDGs is the framework for all countries to work together to tackle issues like climate change, such as flooding in my constituency.
I thank my honourable friend for the intervention, and I wholeheartedly agree. In Burnley and Padiham, we've suffered flooding as well. And it's not just a UK problem. It is a problem across the whole world, Madam Deputy Speaker, and it's only by working together that we can actually solve some of those big issues. Madam Deputy Speaker, I agree with what the honourable gentleman opposite said about setting stretching targets. That is absolutely what we need to do. And you're right, he is right, Madam Deputy Speaker. We may not always hit those targets, but we stretch them because it spurs on investment. It encourages people to think innovatively. But if I can give a word of caution, we also need to make sure that stretching targets are realistic. And so there is a balance to be made between stretching a target and creating a realistic target. Madam Deputy Speaker, we should also use COP26, though, to show people where we have come from, what some of those stretching targets have achieved. We look at the huge reduction we've had in coal power, as my honourable friend mentioned, but also the investment we're making in renewables. And we need to see the rest of the world follow us in some of that investment. We've got wind power in Humberside, hydrogen in the northeast, nuclear in the northwest, tidal up in Scotland. All of those things will make a difference. And if we can use COP26 to encourage the rest of the world to follow our lead, ideally to buy British as they're doing it, but to follow our lead, then I think we'll make a success. Madam Deputy Speaker, the devolved authorities, local authorities, regional mayors, all have an important part to play. There are incredibly positive opportunities for all levels of government to use. And Madam Deputy Speaker, if I can just say one more thing on cost, because the Honourable Lady opposite mentioned the enormous cost that will come from this transition, and she's absolutely right. I was at a meeting with Net Zero Northwest just a few weeks ago, and we spoke about that. And I think that shows why it is so important that all of Team UK works together, because that is not something that can just be done by a local authority, by a devolved administration. It requires the broad shoulders of the Treasury and actually the broad shoulders of the private sector too. Madam Deputy Speaker, I hope that at COP26 in a few weeks' time, we see all of Team UK all the different representatives come together to show the world what we can do.